Hi, today is July 12th, 2025, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1069 for the year, Service Animals Only. I wanted to go in, but the sign said service animals only, and I am not a service animal. I am a service human being. Poem number 1070, The Movie. He wanted the movie to stay the way it was. He had been told that it was a good movie, but to not read anything about it, so he went to the movie without reading anything about it first. He wished he had known that the movie was going to change. He would have thought that the movie was so great if it had just gone on remaining what it was. Instead, it turned into a completely different movie. It went from being a rare glimpse into an interesting and important part of history to a gimmicky, formulaic thing he had seen many times before. He was still glad he went, because the first hour and a half was wonderful, but the rest of the movie was disappointing and unsatisfying and kind of sad. That's the thing about the movies. You never know how they're going to move you. Poem number 1071, The Penmanship of Walruses. The desire formed within him to study the penmanship of walruses. He had special pens designed and produced, and he presented them to nearby walruses, along with large sheets of paper. He taught the walruses the alphabet, and over the course of about 10 months, he believed the field research portion of his work was complete. It took him more than 2 years to develop a thesis and organize his conclusions, but when his study, The Penmanship of Walruses, was released both to academia and the public at large, the lack of interest and appreciation far exceeded his expectations. Poem number 1072, The Language of the Pineapples. After nearly a decade of research and analysis, they had deciphered the language of the pineapples. Unfortunately, nobody had any desire to speak with the pineapples, and the pineapples didn't really have anything interesting to say. Poem number 1073, The Sound of Broken Beds. After nearly a decade of fucking, the couples and thruples had broken their beds, and the beds lay discarded in a heap near the gazebo, and the townspeople gathered to hear the sound of the broken beds. But the beds were so quiet it was difficult to hear anything, and the snippets of sound that were audible and discernible were insipid and tedious, and the opposite of edifying. Poem number 1074, The Sense of Touch. Everyone who knew Touch said that she had a good head on her shoulders, said that she made a lot of sense, said that the sense of touch was impeccable. Everyone was touched by her good sense, deeply moved by the sense of touch. Even those who didn't know her could sense the sense of touch, could feel in their bones how very sensible and full of sense and sensitive she was. And the last poem of the day, poem number 1075, The Taste of Hope. She plunged her spoon into the container and spooned out spoonfuls of hope into her bowl, which was now a bowl of hope. She ate the hope out of the bowl, spoonful by spoonful, savoring the taste. When the hope was gone, she was sad and full of despair for a moment. Then she remembered there was still plenty more in the container, in the freezer. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.